I need to get Hatsune Miku.
But what if I went to bed now?
I would cry.
Genuine question. Would your
Okay.
life be better if you could summon small horses?
How many?
A few.
How many's a few?
Quite a lot.
Give me a number. Give me a number.
Oh, between 1 and 20.
Give me an exact number.
12.
I can summon 12. Is up to 12 or it has to be 12 every time?
Up to 12 horses.
Okay. Can I choose what is the distance in which I can summon them?
Your immediate vicinity. So you could get it to the other side of the room, you could get it on top of you, but you couldn't summon them on me right now, unless you're like that. Oh, you're down the other end of the room. Hi, mate.
Wait, so what? Okay, yeah. Wait, so how big can this room be?
Think about the village hall that we spend time in.
Okay.
I'm thinking like that sort of size.
Wait, as in the village hall that our friend is in.
Yeah, that we sleep in sometimes.
Okay.
We do it as a social thing. We don't just show up to sleep in the hall and say, "Good sleep this year, lads. See you next time."
You don't know that.
Shut up.
I could.
So yeah, so that sort of size. And if you don't know how big that is at home chat like this is a stream. Viewers at home, if you don't know how big that is, just imagine like a big room.
A big room. Like just village hall sized. Village hall.
Yeah, but not like it's not your average village hall size.
It's pretty big. Yeah, it's like a.
I'm an expert in things that are pretty big.
Slightly bigger than average village hall size. Okay.
Okay, but here's but there is a catch.
Okay.
The horses are all dyslexic.
Are they disobedient?
Dyslexic.
No, are they disobedient?
No, they're dyslexic.
Do they have the same personalities and traits every single time I summon them, or is it 12 random horses?
They're just horses. Do horses have?
No, I want to know. Because like, are they horses that like I would own and then tame, or are they every time?
They're sort of horses that would do what you say, but like.
Well, no, but are they the same horses? That's what I want to know.
Like, I do feel like the spectrum of horse personality is not very big.
You'd be surprised. If I like tame a horse, and it's like friends for life.
Yeah, but I would also say that like, if you consider the range of like human personality, I would say horse personality is a much narrower axis upon which to judge.
But like if they are the same horses, then they would recognize me. Okay. They remember me.
They're not going to be the same horses. They will be randomly assigned along the personality matrix that horses have, but they will all have the underlying trait of doing what you say.
How can they be unsummoned? Is there a time limit, or do I have to willfully do it myself?
You can just sing the horse go away song.
Okay.
Can you remind me how that one starts, if that's okay?
Wait. I'm your fucking court jester, and you are dangling the last fucking juicy grapes from the eastern lands, saying, "Dance for me, fool!" as I do your earthly bidding. The song as it
goes. Away.
No. I will tell you how it goes. It's been in my family for generations, and I'll tell you this. I do it not out of joy, not out of obligation, but out of spite for you.
No, genuinely, don't do your ancestral one. If I can tap into your ancestral energies and chakras, I can manipulate your bloodline and the actual cells inside you. So don't sing your ancestral version. Sing like the common one that most people do.
Right. I'll sing
the one that you're taught in like year 1 when you go to the stable where they. No, I'm thinking
like the fucking MTV like UK Top 40 on like Radio 1 every Sunday afternoon.
Is that the one? Is that the one that Mo Farah did the dance to on Strictly when he won it?
Like I'm.
Like, surely you saw that. Did you see that when Mo Farah won Strictly? No. When Mo Farah won Strictly, he did it to the General Horse song.
Did he now?
Yeah, you remember that, right?
What the fuck is this guy? Oh my god, it's
Mo Farah. Well, he's a multi-Olympic champion, British. He's been on Taskmaster.
And being shot at, but for the ladies.
Oh, and he's in those Quorn adverts as well. The Quorn adverts, he's in those. Anyway, are you about to sing for me?
I want you to know that I am loathful
You
towards
have
you.
a mentioned. Now sing, Canary.
Everything that you stand for, everything that you are, everything that you could ever possibly dream of becoming, I loathe, I despise, I lament the possibility that I could even share a breath with someone as repulsive as you, and I want you to know that every second of this act that I perform for you, it is out of the joy that one day
Bro,
you will
stop
join
yapping.
the cold, dead, lifeless earth and become a substance greater than you will ever be. What's with these homies dissing my horse? Why have they gotta summon a horse? What did we ever do to these horses that made them so summonable? Ooh, ooh.
Yeah, yeah.
And a
Spit it like it's hot.
horse.
Yeah, yeah.
And you know you're a horse.
Hell,
Ooh,
yeah.
that's what I feel. Ooh, you.
Ooh,
Just like a horsey. Oh.
horsey,
And the horsey is a horse. I don't
horsey,
care what they say about a horse. Um,
horsey.
I care somewhat about that. There you go. That's the
That
horse
was
song.
really touching. Anyway, so any more questions about these horses, or did we get a little bit sidetracked, do you think?
Uh, no, I think it's a valuable question. I want to know if they're the same horses because then I could summon them and I could be their
They're
friends.
not. Look, they will always be inclined towards friendship with you. They will not always be the exact same horses. You're not going to get Timmy, who's 26 from Stockport and likes crocheting in his spare time. That's not
What,
what you're
Timmy the
going to get.
horse? I want
Yeah.
fucking Timmy the horse.
Yeah, you could get him sometimes, but you're not going to summon him every time.
Right, okay, I see.
Unless you like, I don't know. What if you're like a cowboy, but you didn't ride cows? You rode like a horse boy.
A horse boy.
Yeah, or a horse person, I guess for you.
Thank you, thank you.
You're welcome. I'm glad they've made the fucking Wild West woke. It's now the woke West.
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 7 Steel Ball Run.
Wow, I can't believe they've made woke boys and wokians. Dude, what would you do if you had one shot at this life and your name was Ian?
Like the video game?
My life is like a video game.
Trying hard to beat the
Story
stage.
of Undertale. So these horses, when would you summon them?
If need be, if the occasion
Give me a
arise.
concrete
arose.
example of when the horses would be useful for you.
Neat party trick. Like I'm at like a big party and there's like 50 plus people and they're like, hey there, you fool, you cad, you're a poser, and I'm like, hey man, that's not fucking cool. Like, well, you think you can come to the senior prom? You can't even do a cool trick, and I'm, oh, you fucking really? You fucking really think that? And then I just like snap my fingers and I like recite some kind of prayer in like fucking Haitian. Um,
In what,
and
sorry?
then like 12 horses just like show up. They just like appear, and one of them I'm gonna like I would call him like Clifton, just like in the moment, so that they think I've got a connection with these horses, but actually I don't. They're like my pawns. Um, and then like the poser girl would be like, horses? You gotta be kidding me. That's such a lame-o nerd idea. And then get like all of their friends would like laugh at my face. I'm like, oh fucking really? Watch this. And then Clifton would do like a backflip. And he'd be like, what? That can't be! We haven't seen a backflipping horse for 9 generations! And then I'd be like, huh, well you think that's good. Check out this. And then like brings out like a fucking Tommy gun. And just like there's like a dartboard. And Jane, who's like one of the other like poser kind of people, Jane would have like played darts beforehand, got like a bullseye, and everyone was clapping. But Clifton like gets the Tommy gun and just like bang 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 bang, and every single shot lands in the bullseye, and everyone's like, "Whoa, Clifton! What a cool horse!" I'm like, "Yeah, I know, right? I can summon him just like that." And I snap my fingers and he's gone. And it was like, "Whoa!" That's so cool, and then like some girl, her name's like I don't know, fucking like Keith. She comes up to me and she's like, "Hey there, you know, I thought you were pretty cool with that horse thing." I'm like, "Fucking thanks very much." hey, I got some plans. You know, I got some horses, and I can just kind of bring them out whenever. She's like, you know, I was thinking the senior prom is coming up soon, and well, would you want to come to the dance with me? And I'd be like, yeah, you know what? I think my horses will decide for me, and I like unsummon all of them, so it's like just me, and then snap my fingers, and then one of the horses would just like summon next to me. It's like a different horse, like all of the other 12 that I summoned before. I'd be like, hey there, horse. Why don't you show her my answer? And then like I snap my fingers again, and then the horse does like a backflip and like neighs like a vaguely human yes. And that's like my answer. And so Keith is like, oh, like he starts like doing like a full like anime blush, like the lines over her cheeks, like, oh, you know, I think you're pretty cool. I can't wait to see you at that dance. And then she like does like a wink and then like walks away. She's like, oh, I'll see you around. And I just like I like look all proudly. I do like a wave, but like I do like one of those salutes with like, two fingers by my forehead. I was like, yeah, no, see you around. And I unsummon the horse. And then the poser, I forgot her fucking name. Poser Jane, that was the one. She's like, I can't believe you got a date to the senior dance with those horses. What a loser! And I'm just like, yeah, but what can I say, man? I'm just pretty good with the horses. Um, and then she'd be like, well, you know, I still think that you're kind of lame. A geek like you would use those horses for something dumb like a date. I'm just like, hey, look, I get it. I get why you're thinking that. I know I'm like kind of like that geek kind of like nerd archetype. I see what you mean by that. But like, I think there's a bit more to it than that because you know I really tried. I really tried with my horses. You know, I could summon them, like they can do what I want, and it's kind of cool. It's like a party trick. But I'd say to Jane, like, you're really being very dismissive about something I care about really quite passionately. And maybe if you stopped, like, overanalyzing what other people do that makes them happy, maybe you'd find happiness in yourself and what you want to do. Because I feel, Jane, that a lot of the reason why you're lashing out at me like this, a lot of the reason why you're finding it so vital to like make little like jabs at everything that I find enjoyable is because you have some kind of deep inner self-loathing within yourself, and I really pity that. I really do. So maybe you could get a dance at the senior prom as well if you just try to hone in on any kind of talents that you think you might have instead of lashing out at people who have something that's different from you. And she'd say that, and she'd be like, "Oh, I guess you're right. I didn't understand that. Maybe I could have something interesting too." And then she'd look over at the dartboard and be like, hey, wasn't it cool when I hit that bullseye? I was like, yeah, that was really awesome. Like, I kind of outshone you with like the horses, and like that was a bit of fault on my half because I was just trying to show off a little bit. I can't lie. But genuinely, when you hit that bullseye, I was like, whoa, that's insane. Like you should really keep up with this kind of thing. It's really impressive. And then Jane would be like, thanks. I guess I'll keep doing that. She'd give him like a smile, the first genuine smile that she's shown to anyone else. And like the jocks would be like, hey Jane, what are you doing hanging out with this loser? Come on, we gotta go to the we gotta go to the dance right now. And then she'd be like, sorry guys, I gotta pursue darts. And then she'd be all happy and she'd like actually genuinely smile. And I'd be like, you know, that's a pretty nice thing to see. And then the jocks, let's call them like, I don't know, Dave and like Mitchell. Uh Not to confuse the guy. And Dave and Mitchell, they're both like, hey, what did you say to Jane? Why is she acting all cuckoo crazy? And it's like, look, you know, all I said was that I think she should pursue something that she wants to pursue. She should pursue like an actual passion that she really has in life. And they're like, how dare you say that with all your geek stuff? You're weird. You're a weirdo. And they like throw a punch at me. And then at that moment, I recite my fucking Haitian prayer, and I snap my fingers, and then horses like a wall of like four horses like bum 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 like stack in front of me. It's like a wall, and then like they throw a punch at me, but they just get absorbed in the blubber of the horses. Like this can't be, and they like release their fist again. They go for like an uppercut, and again it's just like like flabs the horse's skin. I'm just like, what's wrong? I'm using the best of my ability. You got your fists, I got my horses, and they're just like, let's get this loser. And then they like charge up their like super attack, like that, they'd like do like a cross with their arms, like their fists clenched, and then they'd like their hair would just like set on fire and they go into like a rage mode. Their eyes would start to glow. You'll pay for this, you geek! And then they like launch like a barrage of punches, but then they'd like summon even more horses just stacked on top of each other like I'm playing fucking Tetris. And they just deflect all of the blows. Every single attack that all of the jocks can lay down on me, both Dave and Mitchell, is just absorbed by the blubber of the horses. And eventually, they tire themselves out and they're just like, What? What are you? This dork actually has some power. And I'm like, well, I'm just saying, I got the horse's power. Like, I don't know why. I learned I could summon all these horses, and they are just my defense. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got a dance to go to with Keith. I'm like, we gotta get rid of this guy. They look at each other, get ready to like charge up an attack, but they just like start panting. They're both really scared of my horses. I stack one more horse over one another and look at them with like a sly smile. Do you want to try that again? And then they're like, away! And they run away like with their tail between their legs. Like they're so terrified of me and my horse like producing powers. And then go to the senior dance, and Keith would be there. Keith would be in like a nice like dress or whatever. And I'd see Jane, just practicing her darts, and Keith would be like, "Hey, you were pretty cool with those horses back there. Do you want to dance with me?" And I'd like, I'd see David and Mitchell still running away. I'd see Keith in the dress, and I'd see Jane practicing her darts, and I'd see the good that my horse summoning power has done. And I'd be like, you know what, Keith? I will go to that dance with you. And then I'd like, we'd be in the dance, it'd be like a slow kind of thing. There'd be a disco ball, but like be rotating slowly. There's everyone there with their couples. I'd just be there with Keith, and Keith would be like, "Thank you." And I'd be like, "For what? I'm just glad I met you." And she'd be like, "No, thank you for your horses. If it wasn't for those, I would never have met you." And well, and then she'd start to blush again. "This is the happiest night of my life." And then she'd just look at me all longingly and be like, "Well, thanks for that, Keith. All I gotta thank for that are my horses." And then I'd like clip my fingers, and like horses would like teleport around us. There's like one in the punch bowl. There's like a bunch on the dance floor around us, and we just dance the night away. Like we'd have like a fun song, just like energetically bopping around. Jane would join in as well, like taking a break from her darts. But it'd be like a really fun night, just like all of us, and my horse powers would have really done a lot of good. That's what I would do with my horse powers. I really hope you're still there.
Sorry,
Please.
the audio cut off halfway through that.
No, it didn't.
You're gonna need to redo it.
No, it didn't. Oh my! You better keep that all in, please. God.
I just have a couple of questions.
Okay, do you?
How would you describe your relationship with your parents?
I think that was a pretty good bit.
Could you answer the question, please, and stop
No.
diverting from it?
No.
Would you get on better with your parents if you could summon up to 12 horses if they were?
I think so.
Could you imagine your mother saying, "Why won't you tidy your room?" And then she bursts in, and then the wall of equine appears.
I think that's really not the direction that I was taking that bit, but sure.
Do you think that, like, like the Romans with their shields made like the turtles?
Sorry, Tom, I hope you know. If you leave any of that out, I'm going to be so upset.
So that they made
Only more upset
you know
anything.
you know the shields, the turtle shields. Could you do that with horses? Like if you taught the horses how to balance on each other, you could have like a protective shell from bombardment.
Right. Well, that's what I used the horses
Greeks.
for when I was fighting David Mitchell.
No, I'm talking from the Greek armies.
Oh, okay.
And the Celts too, probably. I mean,
And the
Buddha. I mean, have you ever had any run-ins with Buddha?
I haven't. Also, I hope you know, I've been like in fucking solo match of Fortnite this entire time, and there were so many times where I could have rushed people, but I snuck out of the way and just like kept wandering aimlessly so I could keep my mind on the fucking hypothetical.
I really like the idea that the way to make you play games in a certain way is to stimulate your brain with something entirely different. If I want you to go in on Fortnite, I need you to tell me about your experiences in Iraq. If I need you to play
In
slow and
Iraq.
like, yeah, you were deployed there. And if I
Oh
need you
yeah.
to play slow, I really need to know more about it. Do you, Jane and Keith end up in this sort of like love triangle or this polyamorous relationship?
No, no.
Like
So
because like no, because think about it, right? You, Jane, and Keith could be the new Daddy Bear, Mummy Bear Dave from Santander. Like,
no. So I right. I like. I think maybe like Keith saw. No, sorry. What was the name? I think maybe Jane saw the error of her ways and was like, okay,
what
I
was the
should.
error of her ways? Sum it up in 5 words.
Well,
Five,
the error.
4,
The error of
3.
Jane's ways
That's more than
was
five.
that
No, that's
she.
5 words. No, 5 words. Thank you for that. Keep going.
Okay. The error of her ways was that she was too dismissive of everyone else's quirks and things that they liked about themselves. That she hated herself and she found nothing to like really like about her own struggles and her own characterizations as a person. So when she was inspired to pursue darts, that really was like a wake up call for like this is what I really want to do. And I'm really proud of that. I'm really proud. I got like a pretty complicated and like nuanced character.
How many
And
darts?
I'm
How
happy.
many?
I'm happy with the
How many? What's your experience with darts, if you don't mind me asking? Because that
Uh
felt personal.
it did.
Did your father die
So
in a darts accident?
so
It can happen.
to tell you the truth,
No lie.
I hang on. What the fuck? I accident my I swear to fucking god, I'm like it's like me and one other guy. If I get a dub in the match that I did the horse hypothetical, that is going to be the biggest fucking honor of my life. I got to lock in for a
Dude,
moment.
what if the Fortnite videos, Nova wants the Hatsune Miku, we go through our troubles, I give up, 15 minutes of fucking horses, oh yeah, Nova got
Was
it
it
off
15
camera.
minutes?
I mean, I don't know, it was under an hour at some point in the story, and now the recording's at an hour and 9 minutes, so there's at least
Oh
9 minutes of this.
god. Um. Well, so who is your favorite character? Like, of me, the protagonist, Keith. So there's me, Keith, Jane, David Mitchell. Who was your favorite?
I think they all had merits. I think Dave and Mitchell were perhaps a little bit too one-dimensional, but
Yeah, I see that. I see that.
sometimes
That's what
when
you
you
need.
have like such complexity and depth elsewhere, like if I made you the best soup in the world, but then I made a really overly fancy like toast thing, the
Hmm.
soup and the toast end up at odds when they should be harmonic lovers. So I think if you'd have written David and Mitchell
It's
with,
Dave and
oh,
Mitchell.
my apologies, I used his full name because we're not close.
Oh, okay.
If you had written David and Mitchell with the same depth that Keith and Jane and yourself to some extent got, it would become boring because everyone's got so much detail, and sometimes you need cartoon villains, right?
I
Sometimes you
see.
just need
I agree with that. I agree with that.
Sometimes you just need simple people. When you think about the great writers Shakespeare, Marenghi, Lerner, you know their character work is what makes them stand out.
Where is this guy? I've just been wandering aimlessly. I'm fucking
What
scared,
if you
bro.
could summon up to 13 horses?
Everything would change.
It would. That would be very different. And I don't think I have half an hour to elucidate that in.
Oh, hang on. Stay for if I get this dub or not,
The
because
absolutely
I'm.
horrendous thing is this bit has no real payoff. It's just bizarre and funny. So like
Exactly. All the best
I
bits
cannot
are.
I cannot cut a single second of this conversation because
I'm
of the
glad.
layers. But equally, I don't think the 15-minute video Nova talking about horses, I don't think it sells.
Please God, please do keep it.
I
I'd
haven't
be
been
so
I haven't
upset.
been recording.
Have you not?
Of course I have. You've been trolled.
Okay. I would be so upset.
What's it like being epic trolled by me?
Scary.
You know,
I'm fucking
Hosier.
scared of this guy.
You
Where
know,
is
you
he?
know, Hosier wrote a song where it says, "Imagine being loved by me." Well, imagine being trolled by me.
I don't really want to. That's quite scary. Where the fuck is this guy? Oh my god, he's there. Oh, bow, bow.
Nay, oh my god, you're literally Calyrex. You won't get that
Oh my
reference.
god. Is this in my girl? Why did they ever from? What did we ever do to these guys? I mean, oh my god. Oh,
Have you won yet?
yeah.
Did you
Oh,
did you win?
I won. I fucking won.
Do you
The
know
horse,
why?
the horse hypothetical made me win.
Maybe that. Fuck, I've coached Overwatch for like 4 years, 5 years this year, and that's the peak of my coaching achievements.